Nepal. He's going to this jersey today. It's a long he gets ready for a very important stage for him. This could be his day where he secures his second place and his highest ever Tour de France finish. Well, the riders are starting to form up now. The sun is out. All smiles at the race starts as we get set for the 20th stage. Incredibly, we are in the final weekend now. Well, welcome along. I hope you're ready for this final mountain stage. This is a day where you need to have all your strength and all your endurance. And someone who has at the end of 19 stages is Nicholas Roach. Good afternoon. Well, actually, is it good afternoon? No, it's still good morning.
No, it's definitely good morning.
It's an early one.
Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon. Well, Tadej breaks everlasting record on Alto de Patios and takes a brilliant victory. Carapaz shows he's the best climber, and Pedersen consolidates green jersey. Today, the riders will have to face the most difficult stages on this tour. Once again, it can go both ways between a breakaway and a GC, but it's the last chance for a lot of riders to move up on this grand finale.
Can you just put into context for me how hard this stage is at 5,450 metres after 3 weeks of racing?
Well, even if it was on day one, it'd be difficult, put it that way.
But it's even tougher now.
It's tougher, and we saw yesterday that the riders are starting to feel this Tour de France between the heat, the extreme speeds, and obviously the difficulty of the course. The last few days, riders are sitting up early to try and save energy to make it to the end of the stage. Everyone's very much conservative as they try flat out for the breakaway, but once that's done, it's like, okay, now we need to just chill.
Yes.
No one's hanging on for glory. It's just, if you're up yesterday, he knew
him back. Get points today.
There's always a way. I've been saying yesterday was going to be complicated, and he managed yesterday.
Nearly 6.
It was difficult, but it was still only a 6% climb or 7% climb, and for 5 kilometers. Today it's 24 kilometers long. It's a monster's climb to get over.
Well, we're already at the countdown. We're going to get going. The polka dot jersey isn't there. Richard Carapaz hasn't made it to the front of the peloton. We get going already. 11:20 in the morning, and this stage has started. Now we need to see if we can see Richard Carapaz. Just make sure he makes his way off the start line. He may well have been doing TV interviews or something. We've got who took the best team. Still the best team is Lidl.
Ascending valley back into Bourdoisan, which pretty quickly. It was actually raining this morning here as well.
Yeah, when you went out, oh, there's the teammate of the third week.
Bourdoisan et l'Alpe.
To this reservoir, flattens out for a little while, and then you go into the more steadier climb.
Feistroffer on the front, goes on the attack, trying to get himself up the road.
Yeah, these are the riders who are hoping to get a bit of a head start on this climb. I was actually surprised to see Mauro Schmidt go that early. I thought he might wait to be on the first ramps of the Col de la Croix de Fer.
Well, he's ridden so well, hasn't he, over the last few days?
Yeah, he's been extremely good.
Photographer getting a nice shot and running away. Abrahamsen on the head of the race then as he goes clear. We're starting to see the same faces quite often in the third week, as Barron on the back. Feistroffer looking a bit better today.
Barguil.
Barguil just slotting in on the back now.
And it doesn't seem to have any reaction in the peloton so far.
This climb at 24 kilometers, it's so long, isn't it? It's incredible.
Yeah, it takes literally forever.
Does it feel like forever when you're racing it?
It does. It's a beautiful climb. It's one of the pretty climbs here in this region. Both sides, actually, the ones we're going down, which is by the Glandon side. Very pretty as well.
Do you know how long it takes to climb it in the Tour?
I could quickly double check it.
We're going to have a look at the 3D profile of the climb today, so you get an idea of what these riders will face. Weistroffer continuing to set the tempo as he tries to pull this breakaway off the front. Asparan kicks through. Nico, let's take a look. Explain this climb for us.
Where does the town of Le Vernet? Climbs up. Quite steady at the beginning. Juraticol flattens out here. Long, quick little descent. Get on the other side of the valley. Then it goes pretty steep. We're going to get closer to the reservoir. There it is. Really steep there. And then it flattens out after that. And that's going to be important. There it is. Flattens out slightly. Again, a bit more steeper till the second part. This is almost flat, and then you could almost see the top, and then you go left up to the Col de Glandon. There you go. Then left at the top.
Here's a stunning climb. There we are. There's the profile. Looking down on the peloton, diminished in numbers now. But all these riders hoping that they can get to the end of today's stage and get themselves to Paris tomorrow. Big transfer there once the riders get to the Alpe d'Huez tonight. Here's the front of the race, Steinhauser on the back. Delbove is in here in the white colours of Total Energy. Warren Barguil, Picnic Post and El Raisin rider. Asparan and Pinarello Q36.5. As they just try and open up their advantage. Bottom of the climb is 161.2 kilometres from the race finish. And there's the breakaway. I would imagine if quite a lot of people from Alpe d'Huez yesterday would have gone to other climbs today, just to see something a bit different.
I think so. Also because the climb, the final climb is closed. But a lot of people might just cycle up to the finish here in the town of Alto de Patios.
So the Suresnes climb's not really going to have any fans on it?
No. The final part, yes, the last 5 kilometers of the stage.
Yeah.
But not, yeah, there's a lot of people here. There's most likely a lot from people from the Alto de Patios. There's never that many people on the bottom of, of this climb.
Over the barrage at Verny. We're near Allemande, a population of 1,000 people. This lake is an artificial reservoir dammed by the Verny Dam, fed by the Odol, a 28.9 kilometre long torrent flowing through the departments of Savoie and Isère. Yeah, it's a lot of people at the bottom of this climb. There they are, all the cosmopolitan fans, all the different nations represented. And that's a great shot, isn't it? You can see the peloton going one way and then the breakaway going across the dam on the other side. It almost looks like a velodrome on either side of the track. Great shots.
Interesting to see still no reaction in the peloton.
And they're taking it quite steady right now, aren't they? It's a stunning start to a climb where you come up over the barrage, past the lake, everything like that. It's really very, very different.
Campenarts, he's got the shades on today.
It has. Didn't have the best day yesterday, Campenarts. trying to put now Jorgensen maybe into the breakaway. They put Sepp Kuss in the break. Had a good race yesterday, Sepp Kuss finished in 4th place. Problem for R4000 Paripant. Oops, don't fall over. Well, the peloton now making its way up the barrage. All the cars behind. And we get set for the first climb of the day.
Back in the breakaway.
Steinhauser doing his work. And the breakaway starting to establish itself. 1 minute now for our 6 riders who are in here. They seem to have managed to get a decent advantage. The climbers are in the peloton though. Surely when they get on the Croix de Fer, that's going to be their terrain rather than trying to get away on the early doors of this this particular stage. But a rider like Steinhauser and Asparen might be thinking, rather than thinking, okay, I just want to get ahead, they'll be thinking more about the stage.
Yeah, but also ahead of the attacks that are coming. Pace is quite long though. It looks pretty, when you see the front of the peloton all gathered up, but it's a long line in the back, so it just means that they're kind of getting ready in position.
So a reminder, our breakaway: Georg Steinhauser of VF Education Easy Post, Jonas Abrahamsen, Baptiste Weistroffer, Xabi Asparen, Joris Delbove, Warren Barguil. Asparen starting his 100th Grand Tour stage today. Seems to be riding well. He's been quite active over 3 weeks, Asparen. We've seen quite a lot of him.
We have, he's tried. He was also there in the key stages to help out at Tom Pidcock.
Almost at the bottom of the climb now. We are about 1 kilometre away before we get onto that climb itself. 1:10 is the advantage. Bearing in mind today then, 20 points on the first climb for the King of the Mountains, 10 on the second, then 20 on the third and 20 on the fourth. If they want to win the King of the Mountains jersey today, Paripant and Carapaz need to move. Can't afford to miss out on 20 points at the top of this rise. Here's the team radio.
Allez Joris, ça roule pas pour le moment. Allez Joris.
Joris Delbove has got himself into the car, into the break, and here we're back at the car with number 56, and that's R4000 Paripant as he makes his way back in after his mechanical problems. Delbove in the breakaway, winner of the Tour of Langkawi, a 26-year-old rider, a stage winner in Langkawi as well, and a stage winner in the Tour of Rwanda. Started with Total Energy last year. There he is on the back of the group, comes from Troyes. Had his birthday during the race on the 15th of July. So just 10 days ago, he enjoyed his birthday. On to the climb.
So it'll be roughly an hour.
It's a long climb, isn't it? So an hour of climbing in the breakaway then. We'll see if other riders jump across and how things look when we get to the top of this Croix de Fer. Already, Weistroffer cannot go with the speeds. So Weistroffer was literally about trying to get to the climb so he can start to go backwards.
I think he's also just trying, and he's now realizing that the Tour de France is We said it yesterday, it's just hard.
Yes. Do you think there's any danger for the Gruppetto today?
There always is. I'm not going to say no. But it's also an extremely long stage. And with the speed the riders have been going, I expect they're going to have, again, another 20% of the time. So 20% of 5 hours plus is quite, I won't say comfortable, but almost.
Yes. So they could be in a little bit of danger. They're going to have to ride pretty hard today to get inside that time cut.
Yeah, they'll have to ride, and you know the Gruppetto is known for riding extremely fast in the valleys and then pacing themselves on the climbs. There's no valleys to be pacing themselves on, or to be going flat out.
Yeah.
So they're gonna have to go maybe a little bit deeper than their normal on those climbs. Maybe not Le Croix de Fer, but later on when they'll have to go up the Télégraphe and the Galibier, they probably will have to press on. They won't be able to take it easy, as the first rider's been distanced now.
Lewis Askey going out the back. Had a good day a couple of days ago with his 4th place on the stage. But he's now distanced, goes out the back of the group. 4th place on stage 17 for Lewis Askey. Abrahamsen, always strong, sitting on the back of the group. Delbove just going up while Barguil looks to be strong today. Abrahamsen just having to really put the pressure on there to stay in the wheels. Tomorrow we're going to score all our teams out of 10 and decide how they performed. I think that's going to be quite interesting this year, to compare scores and see how they've done. What we should have done is kept the scores from the last couple of years and then compared to see how teams have progressed or they've fallen back. Because Uno X is one of the teams that we've seen progression from all the time, whereas Picnic Post and L, we've now seen start to go back down the other way. It would have been we should have done that. Maybe I still have them. I'll go back and look. But that comparison would be an interesting exercise. Because last year, for example, we'd have said that EF had an amazing tour, whereas this year they've had a good tour.
Yeah, they've had a good plus tour. I'd give it a little in between good and amazing.
Yeah.
I think because they had such an amazing tour last year, it was hard to beat last year. But I think they had a good tour.
Here's team radio.
Right, so Visma is just controlling. Of course, we expect a big war here, okay? Big fight. The first 5.5k of the climb is 8.6%.
Everybody getting ready for what they think is going to be a massive battle today. On the roads back to Alpe d'Huez. Now we start to see some moves, and Jorgensen has already started to shift. So Matteo Jorgensen looking to get into the breakaway as quickly as he possibly can, and now we start to see the riders at the front, including the King of the Mountains, who's gone full polka dots.
Castrillo moves as well. As you mentioned, a lot of the riders today are going to be the same one as yesterday. Is that Ayuso?
It is Ayuso.
Ayuso, Bernal, Castrillo, Healy, Prodom straight away, or Riccitello straight away on the radio, giving the information that it is Ayuso. Is trying to be a little bit more aggressive after yesterday's loss of time.
Yeah, yesterday Ayuso dropped to 7th, 15 minutes and 58 seconds down.
That's a good way of trying to make it back into that top 5. Because the gaps are actually quite big between the GC riders.
It's good to see him come out fighting nice and early, rather than think, okay, yesterday was a bit of a disaster, I don't feel great. But he's not that sort of rider. He likes to get involved in the mix as Ben Healy starts to accelerate now. And there are riders already going out the back. Robbie Dont had a couple of good days. Now he's starting to really suffer. Germani, number 185. He was in one of the back groups yesterday. Number 218 is Frank Vandenbroek. Number 193 is Marco Haller, who had a crash yesterday. He said he was lucky to hit the padding on the road furniture.
Yeah, he was extremely lucky that the padding was there on the pole.
Has said he injured his knee yesterday. There's Alaphilippe. He can't stay with the pacemaking, neither can Benjamin Thomas.
Riders are not really helping the car to pass. Thank you.
The red car trying to come past safely, sounding the horn. So the red race direction car managed to get past the first group of riders. And going out the back now, another rider, Quinten Hermans, number 95. Just in front is Dylan van Baarle. And Bruno Amirail doing the same as he did yesterday.
Panther, a couple of riders behind. He'd be looking after trying to mark. Oh, watch out for those motorbikes.
Carapaz starting to move now, very early.
Ben Healy.
Healy kicks away. Riccatello up near the front in the colours of Decathlon. Johannesson up there again. Bernal in the colours of the Colombian champion. But Ben Healy just starts to ride away. Good performance from Healy as Amirail tries to go across to him. And Johannesson jumping across too. Thymen Arendsman starting to shift as well on this climb. So Ben Healy, Amirail, Johannesson coming across. Behind them, Arendsman and Riccatello. Amirail has been immense over the last 24 hours. He's done some amazing work. Ben Healy, oh, it's not Arendsman, it's Tobias Foss. So Foss is there for Net Company Ineos. Big attack. Another rider trying to get across to the front group. Jaco Alula with Mauro Schmidt on the front. Moving up, Fiesma Lisa bike. Pogacar staying quite nice and close to the front now, with Del Toro just alongside him in the white jersey. And Pogacar said yesterday, didn't he, that he wants to try and give Del Toro this white jersey. He wants to finish on the podium with the two jerseys after 3 weeks. What a way to spend your 30th birthday. Bit of pain. Filippo Ganna just having to concentrate on working hard up this climb. 30th birthday.
Growing the haircut.
Sorry?
The hair in the back, isn't he?
You think he needs a haircut? There's so many people had haircuts on Monday. Did you notice that?
Here.
Yes.
In the ZT.
Yes. Did you?
No.
You didn't. I did.
That's
Yeah, but it's not. Mine's not difficult to notice. Doesn't change much.
It's hard to find hairdressers on Monday in France that are open.
That's very true. Your riding partner had a haircut on Monday.
Yes. Bennett, one of the riders in the breakaway yesterday. Starting to see Tim Mullins drift out the peloton.
Oops. Starting to suffer a little bit. Vardsek is as well.
There as well, Vasek.
Wellens, he'll be happy if he sees the Eiffel Tower. Made it inside the time limit by 2 minutes. As Barguil starts to up the ante a little bit more with Steinhauser. Barguil settling in. Steinhauser, a very strong rider. goes to the head of the race with Barguil, who's going to join him. It's good to see Warren Barguil on the attack.
Yeah, he's been pretty quiet in this tour.
Yeah. Hasn't done much at all. Steinhauser, another rider we like to see on the attack in various races as he just settles into this little section. Top of the quad affair, 137.2 kilometres from the finish line. 20k to go. Incredible though, we're looking and saying 20k to go to the top of a climb. Whilst we've got a second, let's just say a few hellos. You got your hellos in yesterday.
I did.
Megan Darrow, hello to you. Lisa Foote and parents Rachel and Roger, who got you into watching a Tour de France, and now you can't stop watching it. Also Josh and Shannon, who are getting married today, and they're going to spend all day watching the Tour. That's my thought, not theirs. Also Connor Matthews and Richard Matthews, Remco de Necht, Sevak Manjir Khan, thank you very much for your message. And Gary, who said, Nico, what happens if...
Is they're hard, but for the gruppetto, because the time is so short, because at the end of the day, the gruppetto will lose, I don't know, 10 minutes over a climb. But if the stage is 100 kilometers or 50 kilometers, they will still lose 10 minutes.
Yes.
So
yeah,
the longer
it
doesn't matter. So that's why it makes it very difficult for the gruppetto on the shortest stage, because they're still losing the same amount of time per climb.
Yes. But
the total amount of time that you're allowed to be out of the time limit is shorter.
It's shorter. Doesn't make sense.
Well, they do add the percentage. It does go up, but slightly. But this is also why everything has been rethought, and the time cuts now are a lot wider than what they used to be, to try to avoid this scenario.
Famously, there's a rider who was our ex-colleague, sadly passed away a few years ago, Paul Sherwin, who famously rode on his own in front of the broom wagon for an entire stage after crashing with his injuries, and then they let him back into the race. So it has happened now and then.
Yes, very little, because the other example is also a friend of mine, Ben King, and he was with Liquigas.
Yes.
And totally destroyed himself in the descent. Finished, I think he was only not even 10 seconds out of the time, and they had to send him home.
They still sent him home.
So not everyone was equal back then in terms of, if you were famous enough, you could get away with it. But now, no, it's much more impartial.
Yes. Yeah.
Thankfully.
I was talking to Phil Liggett this morning, and he was telling me that yesterday they did a little feature on Paul Sherwin, and related to the charity work that Paul did in Uganda. He did an amazing amount of work with particularly creating school there and a lot of other things that Paul was involved in. And overnight they raised £19,000.
Oh.
Just purely from showing that one little feature. And Phil was pretty taken aback this morning that all that money had been raised already. So this is our front group of riders.
Battling well. You just see the yellow jersey in the background.
Oh, you can really tell the terrain, can't you, when you look from the breakaway all the way back.
Attacks. And it's Ayuso once again. Ben Healy on the wheel.
Ayuso's not happy with what happened yesterday, is he? He's trying to resurrect his chances of being higher up in the classification. Yesterday he dropped back. Now he's putting riders under pressure. Ayuso, 7th overall. He is 15 minutes and 58 seconds down. The next place is his teammate, which is 2 minutes and 49 seconds. Then Lenny Martinez, another 9 seconds. Then it would be a long, long gap to Paul Sexas. I do like the fact that Ayuso's being prepared here to go in and try and sort this out. But most people would be at the point now where they'd be happy in the top 10. And he's like, no, I don't want to do that. I can tell by the look on your face you're thinking this might backfire later.
No, I'm thinking it's courageous. There's two ways of dealing with it when you have a bad day is, or you ride really conservative and you're thinking, okay, that Col de Seren is really difficult. I don't want to lose another 5 minutes. Or you try and do it differently and you say, okay, well, 7th, 8th or 9th, it's all the same. If this works, I can move back in the top 5. And if it doesn't, well, I'll be top 10 and 8th and 9th is exactly the same for me. This is also the privilege of being a rider who's already won a lot of races.
Yeah.
Where some other riders, well, 7 or 8 does make a difference. The extra positioning. But for Ayuso, he was expected to be top 5. So once he's out of that, 1 place more, 1 place less is not going to change anything.
No. Well, he's checking over his shoulder to see what the situation is. And he can see that there are little splits starting to happen. Jai Hindley trying to just hang on and stay there as well with him. So is Ben Healy. Behind him is Riccatello. Then Clement Brasafonso. Valentin Paripant is trying to come across. But Ayuso really pressing on this climb. Good to see.
Barguil's been caught, now almost distance.
And riders going out the back, which is not good news. Mark Hirschi goes out, he goes backwards. So just a reminder to you then of what is happening, who is in the front group of riders. Things are a little bit fluid, I think you could say. This is the move started to take place with Ayuso attacking Ben Healy, Jai Hindley, Riccatello, Brasafonso. We can see Carapaz has made his way into that little group of riders as well. The green jersey is already back in the gruppetto. Net Company Ineos trying to get some riders up here as well. And here's the peloton at 15, the green jersey already at 46 seconds. And Ayuso is going all out right now to see whether he can split this race. Solely on his own. He's not got any other teammates around here. Sepp Kuss is with him, Jorgensen is with him, Aronsman is there too, so is Tobias Foss.
And it looks like Tadej Pogačar is happy with this breakaway.
Riccatello just taking a gel on board.
2 riders in the top 10 in that breakaway though. But again, the gaps are so big with Tadej Pogačar. He's not going to be feeling under any pressure.
Carapaz and Paripant riding next to each other again. Ayuso trying to get people to work. It's a gel on board. And checking back now to see where the back of the group is. So Ayuso's just going to tuck in a little bit further back now. When it looks like we've got a couple of Net Company riders in here. I don't know if Egan Bernal is in there right now, but we caught up with Egan Bernal at the start of today's stage to give us a bit of view on how things are going for him. Let's hear now from Egan Bernal of Net Company Ineos.
It's just crazy how much people is in the road. I mean, in every stage there is a lot of people, but yesterday was just, yeah, kind of emotional, looking all the people and the fans and how the atmosphere was just crazy.
But it's scary?
No, I mean, because I was going easy, you know, so it's different. Maybe, I don't know, for the guys in the front. I remember in 18 when I was in the front also was kind of, you know, not scary. I would not say scary. But it's just different. But for the others, I think it was just nice.
Egan Bernal enjoyed the Alpe d'Huez then.
Yeah, it wasn't the case of a lot of riders. He's Melissa bike. Well, same tactic as yesterday. Go to the front and try and make sure Sepp Kuss can have a chance.
Yeah, Bruno Emirai, drill it for as long as you can, and then let's see who's left. I have to say, Riccatello has come round, hasn't he? In 3 weeks.
Yeah, these mountains are also better built for him. He doesn't have to suffer all the high speed from the flat directly into the hills. And it's Yates in the front of that peloton.
That peloton is tiny already. This is Abrahamsen. He was originally in the front group. We've reached the first area where people can get some food or get some drink on boards. Still got to be thinking about hydration and everything as we head towards Paris tomorrow. And there's Pogacar with Adam Yates. He's got Del Toro, Remco Evenepoel with Maxime van Gils. Skelmos is there. And also Felix Groschat. Now this is the green jersey group with Pedersen, Dan Hula, and a few other riders in this group. Damien Housen is there as well. Raul Garcia Peña. So Pogacar has settled down into this group. Towards the back, not many riders in that peloton now. Maybe, what, 25, 30 riders left already on the climb of the Croix de Fer. Maybe just more than 30, maybe 35 riders in that group. Here's a reminder of our green jersey situation. And the green jersey sprint comes up at 104.4, so it's well after the Croix de Fer, and as we head towards the Col de Telegraph.
He's not giving up. He's still hoping that maybe he can bridge across, and maybe there's only 10 riders in the front and he might get 5 points or 2 points, which I think it might end up really that every point matters.
Yes.
But at the moment there's more than 15 riders in this group.
Higanzoli's there again.
He managed just to bridge across while we're having the interview with Bernal. We saw a little yellow rocket flying from one group to the other, and the next thing he was in the front group. Big effort to bridge that 20 seconds.
5% the gradient now. Top of the climb is still 12 kilometers away. A lot of climbing. Will the riders have changed gears or anything like that for today? Bearing in mind how many big climbs we've got.
No, I don't think so. If you look at most of the riders have a 36 in the back, so you don't really need to change the front chainring anymore. When you had a 26 or 25, yes, on some stages, riders had to go with a 36 chainring rather than a 39. But on stages like today, with a 36 in the back, it's perfectly fine. Also, you also see on social media, oh, he's gone up this climb on the big ring. It's like, yes, he's gone on the big ring, but 10 years ago, you only had a 26 on the 54. Now you have a 36 in the back, so it's a big difference.
So you can just sit there.
I can go up on the big ring on the 36.
Right.
It's the speed they're going. They're still capable of going, but having a photo of riders on the big ring is not a miracle with the amount of gears that they have now.
Do the riders prefer to sit in the big ring if they can?
It really depends. It's, for example, look to how tense the chain is there on Yates's bike. Just
everyone, like we talked about a couple of days ago, everyone has their own style. We were talking about pedaling styles.
Yeah, and the pedaling stroke is different. Some riders really feel the difference when you're climbing between the big ring and the small ring. Some others on the opposite, they will prefer to be on the small ring. I see it, for example, when at Sunday rider level with Luis when we go in the morning. Luis, for example, he has a much higher cadence, and the first minute we hit a climb, he puts the small ring on and just plays around with the gears in the back, where I'm the opposite. I'll happily cross the chain to stay on the big ring.
Right.
And I'll be just at 70 cadence when I'll be doing 90.
Oh, really? So just how you feel. some riders don't mind that high cadence, do they? Some people feel terrible doing it. Remco tends to ride quite a high cadence, whereas Adam Yates doesn't. Adam Yates likes to be in a big gear, rolling it over. Well, this group of riders is settling down now. Yates, Steinhauser, behind them Pogacar in that yellow jersey. Maxime van Gils in the colours of Red Bull Bora Hansgrohe. Steinhauser over there on the left-hand side in the pink, starting to struggle. There's some riders coming back now. In particular, looks a little bit like Stora or Hirschies coming across now. Skelmos are quite happy just sitting there with Quinn Simmons. He's also got Verona in the group with him. And he's also got Derek G. West. He's the highest placed rider in the team of Lidl Trek after yesterday's stage. Tom Pidcock's still there, comfortably riding. Behind him is Lenny Martinez. Paul Sextus just checked over his shoulder there, just to see what the situation is, see whether there's any groups of riders breaking away. Remco Evenepoel's just done exactly the same. Pedersen is not too far behind. He's in a group with Egan Bernal, he's not even 12, 15 seconds away from the yellow jersey group. Pedersen might be about to do what we were just talking about.
Yeah, this is why he's not giving up. He's hoping that that he can still stay. There's Egan Bernal. That he can stay with that group, and maybe the front group's only, well, less than 15 riders, and he might get 1 or 2 points. It's not going to be easy, though.
He's doing well, though. He's holding this gap, 16 seconds between the yellow jersey group and Pedersen, which is nothing over the top of the climb, is it?
No, definitely not.
So here's our group, led by Amirai. Valentin Parifant back in his blue jersey, and we take a look at the team radio.
So it's Carapaz, Healy, and all the EF there, so they have to go for the KOM, so they will pull for sure in the front. Also Parapentry there.
So just little bits of race information on the team radio for the riders in the various groups. Sue and Dave are looking out for Carapaz. Well, he's now there in the group of chasers. Amirai still leading, 34 seconds ahead of the yellow jersey group. So Amirai setting a pretty hefty tempo right now. Whilst we make our way up this very, very big climb, today we are going to go over the Souvenir Henri de Grange, which is the Col de Galibier, created in 1947 to honour the race founder who passed away in 1940. The 1947 edition was the first one without him. Coming up to the barrage, the Grand Maison Dam and Lake, a French rock-filled dam situated between Beldon and the Grand Rousse Massif. Altitude sits up there at 1,698 meters. Reservoir can hold 140 million meters cubed of water. We're going into the Savoie now, an area of 6,000 kilometers squared. Nearby, Albertville and Saint-Jean-de-Maurienne. And this department will be hosting the World Road Race Championships next year. Still Adam Yates and Grosschattner in front of Pogacar with Del Toro on the wheel. Still making good work of this particular climb.
And Pedersen has made his way across.
He's just got there. Jorgensen, Matteo Jorgensen is in the front group of riders. Let's hear from him now.
it's always a challenge to not be grumpy in this scenario. I think it's you wake up completely exhausted. You try to fill your body with as much you can possibly eat, and then you hop in a car, drive down a mountain, sit in traffic. It's yeah, it's the sacrifices you have to make, but I think the race itself will be a beautiful day, and you have to remind yourself how lucky we are to be in stage 20 of the Tour de France, and the opportunity that awaits us is a big one. So I think I'm using that to come out of my grumps.
And so what's the plan today?
The plan, get in the breakaway, ride as hard as I can in the breakaway for Sepp Kuss, and hope that there's enough time at the bottom of the Cern.
42 seconds now as Wiesma carry out their plan to try and get Sepp Kuss to win the stage at the top of the final climb, the Col de Seren, and into Alpe d'Huez for the last few kilometres of the climb of yesterday. They're putting their plan into action. Jorgensen mentioning how grumpy people are, and himself. You mentioned that a couple of days ago, that everybody starts to get grumpy.
The third week of the Tour is difficult for that. The nerve starts to kick in, the tiredness is always accumulating, and you start to lose a little bit of patience.
How are you doing at the end of 3 weeks?
I'm grumpy too.
Is that just
But I'm
today,
grumpy
or
even when I'm in good shape.
are you? Is that just today or the whole week?
Just today.
I think you've been all right, actually. I don't think you've been grumpy at all.
No, I'm just frustrating. I was up early and didn't get my ride in.
I can tell that. Yes. And you, since you came back, you've not been yourself.
Yes, actually, and I did also. My nerves let out, and I had 2 pain au chocolat, which is way too much for the little sport that I did.
Oh, come on. You're at the end of 3 weeks of the Tour de France. A little pain chocolat.
Not 2.
It's fine. Pain chocolat, 1 is good, 2 makes you smile.
You know how many hours of cycling you need to burn those?
I think you would think much too much about it. Just sit, eat the pain chocolat, and enjoy the day. Do you know how many croissants I've had this week?
7?
Quite a few. And yeah. Here's Pedersen. We're on the Croix de Fer, climb for the 22nd time. So just sitting behind him all of the time. Remco Evenepoel comfortably sitting on the wheel of Ayuso. Paul Sexas not too far behind. He's not the rider on the right. He's the rider just behind Remco Evenepoel with his entire team.
That's the junction to the Col de Glandon. And the famous sticky bottle of Lenny last year.
Oh, yes. .41 on his back. The gold numbers as the most combative rider of yesterday's stage. Carapaz is putting on a show yet again.
He's opened up a nice comfortable gap now, 20 seconds with Paris-Peintre.
Paris-Peintre cannot respond to this right now. Here's Pedersen. We're on the Croix de Fer, climb for the 22nd time, the first time since 2022, where Giulia Ciccone claimed the King of the Mountains. We have just gone up over the Col de Glandon. It's been a King of the Mountains, the Col de Glandon, 15 times in the Tour de France. Well, Valentin Paris-Peintre chasing the polka dots, but France are doing extremely well in this Tour with top 2 riders in the top 5 overall with 2 days to go, Paul Sexas and Lenny Martinez. It's 12 years since France had that. There weren't 2, but there were 3 Thibaut Pinot second, Jean-Christophe Barrault third, and Romain Bardet was in 5th place. Sexas and Martinez trying to win the white jersey, same as Pinot and Bardet were in the 2014 Tour de France. It's almost at the top now.
You can see it just there on the right-hand side of the screen. 1 kilometer to the top. And it looks like the riders have a tailwind on the climb.
This has been a brilliant attack by Richard Carapaz. He's just thought out what is his strength here. Harry Pant hasn't been able to respond. Probably wasn't even expecting the attack.
Another attack. And that is...
It's a little bit like Tish Benoit.
Yeah.
So Benoit goes clear. What are Decathlon cooking up? There's UAE. Paul Sexas sitting on the wheel of his teammate, which is Nicolas Prodhomme, who he's been with the majority of the time. We were hearing last night when we talked to the team radio team of some of the messages they hear from Paul Sexas, and just saying how he comes across on the radio as such a leader, even at 19 years of age, how mature he is and how confident he is.
Yes, to the point of telling the sports director, no, I don't want to do this.
Yes. Carapaz is almost there. He's going to be greeted by a throng of fans at the top of the Croix de Fer, the first climb of today's stage. Valentin Paris-Pant, well, 23 seconds behind. His challenge is starting to fade a little bit. 20 points at the top for Carapaz. Valentin Paris-Pant has to keep believing. He's chased this jersey for the entire tour. Rocking and rolling left and right. Out the saddle again. Here's our leading group of riders. Can Pedersen get across? Juan Ayuso starting to extend his lead. That means he'll start to move back up in the classification. That's exactly what Ayuso wants to achieve, working with the Visma Lisa bike riders. Further on back, over the top of the climb for Carapaz. He takes the 20 points. Fantastic performance. 111 points now Carapaz is on. Here's Valentin Paris-Pant. He's going to take the 15 points that are on offer. He's on 99. Carapaz is on 111 now in this competition. The gap's starting to grow. $12 points between them.
Let's see now what Carapaz does in the descent. Does he press on? The next category climb is obviously the Col du Télégraphe.
It's quite a long way away, isn't it?
Yeah, that's at kilometer 83 to go.
Heading to the top of the climb with the front group of riders chasing Carapaz and Paris-Pant, led by Visma Lisa bike. Here's Pedersen. How far behind is he? Not that far. Sprinting his way to the top of the Croix de Fer. He wants this green jersey badly. There's the top of the climb. Nico, he's not far behind.
No, he's not far behind at all. And like I said, the way he descends, he'll be able to most likely bridge back.
UAE Team Emirates XRG with Wellens able now to contribute. Adam Yates on his wheel, then Groschadner, then Tadej Pogačar. Over the top for Tish Benoit. What are they planning? There's clearly something going on. over the top for the yellow jersey group at 2 minutes and 10 seconds. Onto the descent of the Col de la Croix de Fer.
Yeah, the bottom of the climb is at kilometer 109, so quite a long.
Stenshorn vai ganhar a posição do Durksen. O Durksen, que venceu na Bélgica a corrida sprint, começou o campeonato grandão, né, vencendo na Austrália, mas caiu muito de produção. Está sendo engolido pelo seu companheiro de equipe, Rafael Câmara. Última volta. Os últimos 4.381 metros da Hungria. O Durksen segura. O Stenshorn foi mais rápido apenas no primeiro setor. Mas tudo pode mudar na última volta. Ele ataca por fora. O Durksen segura. Tá com mais aderência, hein? Tá com mais aderência o Stenshorn. É a briga do momento. Lá na frente o Mini, já muito perto da vitória. Vai tirando ali a diferença. Tem que entrar inteiro, né? Porque na última volta a reta, que já é pequena, fica menor ainda. Então tem que resolver esse problema logo. O Durksen segura. 8ª posição. É o corte de pontuação da corrida sprint. 8º leva 1 ponto. Mini vem para vencer a corrida. Já aponta na reta dos boxes. Vem para a quadriculada. Vem para a vitória. Mini! Quadriculada para ele. A 2ª vitória na temporada. Com Beganovic na 2ª posição. Van Ropen é o 3º colocado. E o Durksen segue segurando ali a investida do Stenshorn. Completando na 8ª posição. E fechando a classificação da corrida sprint, com o Mini em primeiro, Beganovic, Van Ropen, o brasileiro Rafael Câmara num excelente resultado. É bom lembrar que ele largou em 9º. Termina a corrida sprint em 4º e amanhã larga na 2ª posição. E o vencedor é Gabriele Mini.
Mega pace, mate. Mega pace. I confirm you the fastest lap, and thank you. I did ask you for that in Barcelona, if you remember. Thank you very much. Good job, guys. We made enough from yesterday. Play your car.
Grande dia para o Gabriele Mini, muito rápido, né? Falando aí, a equipe falando para ele, mega pace, né? Ritmo muito, muito bom. Ele que depois que passou o Sebastião Montoya não teve adversários nessa prova. É claro que aquele lance do Montoya com o Tsolov, depois que os dois abandonaram, ele ficou um pouco mais tranquilo na liderança, mas foi embora. Grande dia para ele, completando o pódio também com ótimas corridas o Dino Beganovic e o Loris Van Ropen, e o Rafael num excelente e muito importante 4º lugar, visto que ele largou em 9º, visto que larga na 2ª posição amanhã. Tá numa ótima, ótima posição. E finalmente, né, o Tsolov demonstrando que todo mundo erra em algum momento.
Good job. It's a podium. Good job. T2. We're trying to see what we can improve it tomorrow, but anyway. It's a podium. Good job.
Aí comemorando o pódio também o Dino Beganovic com Adams, falando que vão ver o que conseguem melhorar para amanhã. Um pouco de ação nessa corrida, né? Que não vinha tendo tanta, de repente veio o que a gente precisava ali nesse momento.
Foi legal, né? Corrida animada. Teve a disputa do Montoya com o próprio Mini. E aí depois o toque do Tsolov com o Montoya. E o final de semana tá ficando interessante para o Rafael Câmara, que o objetivo na Hungria é diminuir pontos para o líder Tsolov. Ah, mas o Mini é o vice-líder, ganhou, mas essa corrida tem a pontuação mais baixa. O Mini, por exemplo, amanhã vai largar lá atrás, vai largar na 9ª colocação. E amanhã sim a corrida maior, a corrida com 37 voltas ou 60 minutos. A obrigação de usar os 2 compostos, né, de pneus, o pneu médio e o pneu macio.
Aí homenageando o Luca. Em breve a gente vai ter mais informações sobre aquilo que ele se refere, mas pelo que a gente ouviu do Gabriele Mini, um amigo próximo aí que acabou passando recentemente.
Gabriele Mini é o grande vencedor da corrida sprint da Hungria. Mini que já foi vice-campeão da Fórmula 3. É um piloto que está brigando pelo campeonato também esse ano da Fórmula 2. Fez uma corrida muito boa, partindo para cima, conquistando a primeira posição. O Tsulov acabou abandonando depois do toque com o Montoya.
E você, Dandan, o que você viu desse toque entre eles? Eu achei 100% culpa do Tsulov, responsabilidade do Tsulov. Você enxerga da mesma maneira?
Eu acho que você foi feliz no comentário, ele forçou. O certo ali era segurar e esperar a próxima volta, porque ele ia passar. Ele ia passar, em algum momento ele ia conseguir a ultrapassagem no Montoya, porque ele é muito mais rápido que o Montoya, tem um acerto muito melhor que o Montoya. Então, antecipou ali a tentativa de ultrapassagem e acabou forçando, não precisava.
Ele já tinha demonstrado, né, esse mesmo ataque algumas voltas antes, mas ele não chegou a fazer o mergulho final. Ele já tinha feito um mergulho da mesma natureza no próprio Montoya lá em Spa. Eu acho que o Montoya conseguiu até evitar, né, o contato naquela ocasião, mas hoje ele meio que foi, depois não foi, daí tirou o pé do freio e acabou não tendo condição ali de evitar o contato, acabou danificando, né, até o próprio carro. Então pode vir uma punição para ele de grid, acredito. E aí o momento da vitória do Gabriele Mini, muito rápido na corrida de hoje, acabou quase 4 segundos na frente do Dino Beganovic. É um piloto que larga de 9º amanhã, mas se repetir o mesmo ritmo, pode escalar, igual a gente viu ele fazendo lá na corrida principal de Spa.
Amanhã, 6 da manhã, a largada da corrida principal da Fórmula 2, com Rafael Câmara largando na 2ª posição. Tomara que consiga logo a ultrapassagem no Maine na primeira curva, que é o principal ponto de ultrapassagem na Hungria. E faltou pouquinho pro pódio hoje também, né?
Pouquíssimo, pouquíssimo. No final ali, faltou um pouquinho de velocidade para desafiar mais o Lorenzo Hoppen. Não era um risco que precisava correr. Aí esse do meio, Paulo Andilela, uma tia do lado dele, engenheiros que eram da Prema, né? Fizeram história lá na Prema e agora estão juntos com o Felipe Drugovich em 2022 e esse ano estão na briga também com o Gabriele Mini. E pouco desgaste, eu esperava mais desgaste nesse fim de prova, só nas últimas 2, 3 voltas que o pneu começou a dar uma chorada, mas...
There's actually even a little climb of 1.5 kilometers and then back down, so there's like 2 little steps. Oh, crash, Tish Benut crashed.
Oops, is that Tish Benut?
Yes.
Benut's crashed on the descent as he went forward. So whatever the plan was has not happened. Tish Benut crashes on the descent of the Croix de Fer. Well, we never got to find out what the plan was, but he had attacked over the top to go clear from the group. You have to be extremely careful on this descent. Mark Hirschi comes back, but Carapaz is pushing on. Here's Paripant trying to chase him down a little bit. 13 seconds is the deficit for the Soudal quick-step rider. Pedersen at 125.
Yeah, the descents are super quick. It's very, very easy to make a quick mistake. Especially when you're pressing on to try and bridge across on the descent, you have to take a few extra risks.
Also, they're quite narrow at times, aren't they? There's not much runoff.
No, you could just see the roads is quiet. It's not a big wide road on this part of the descent. It does get wider later on.
Pedersen is coming back to the group already.
Yeah, on a descent like this, it's like seeing the line for a sprinter. He has them there, he knows, and they will also not take as much risk as Pedersen. At this point, that breakaway is thinking that the yellow jersey group is kind of controlling, so everyone's going to descend, I won't say easy, but comfortable, where Pedersen on the opposite, he's trying to bridge across. But again, you need to be careful, not leave a few gaps. We've seen a couple of splits on these descents quite often.
It's a pretty magical ride by Pedersen right now as he makes his way across. Here he is. The cars have all been moved out the way so that he can concentrate on his job in hand, which is to get to the back wheel of these riders as fast as he can. Paripant is closing in on Carapaz. He's only 3 seconds behind now. There he is. Speed bumps. Leans it over as he goes through this town.
Oop, motorbike touching there.
We're into Saint-Solan d'Arve, a little population of 360. Little village resort. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoops.
Coming back in Carapaz.
He is. Made a little mistake into that corner. Fashion designer Pierre Balmain came from this town. Upon his death in 1982, the fashion designer's ashes were scattered at the foot of the Saint-Solan Glacier. Little ski area around here as well, as Paripant leans it in and out of the turns, trying to come back to Carapaz. You can see the polka dot clad rider just up the road. Paripant doing everything he can to close the gap. 75 kilometers an hour.
5 seconds. He's descended well there. Wow, taking again the line very close to the public.
Yeah, he's throwing it into the turns. Oh, that was a big speed bump, wasn't it? Enough air.
Get thrown off the motorbike there.
Oof. My camera operator took a long time to come back down onto the seat. Oh,
again, the line very close. to the public.
Yeah, he's throwing it into the turns. Oh, that was a big speed bump, wasn't it? Enough air.
Get thrown off the motorbike there.
Oof. My camera operator took a long time to come back down onto the seat. Another very, very fast speed bump. Radio Tours just told everybody we have 3 big speed bumps. It's a bit late for the camera operator. Paripan almost onto the back wheel of Richard Carapaz. We're going to hear now from Valentin Paripan.
Yeah, even if yesterday it was hard, I remain positive, and I think it's still possible today. So I'm going to fight 100%, and the motivation is there. And the strength in the legs? Well, we'll see, but I think everyone is tired. Carapaz too has given it his all the last 2 days, so I hope he's a little tired, even if I'm not so sure. But in any case, I'm going to fight, I'm motivated, I'm going to give everything today, and we'll see what happens. The polka dots is still the goal for today. The profile compared to yesterday, it's a nice chance to maybe even win the stage. Yeah, we'll see. First it's the polka dot jersey, and then we'll see if victory is possible. But I'm really focused on the King of the Mountains category.
Well, he's doing just that right now. Full gas into the breakaway. He knows his challenger. Okay, Tish Benoot back into his peloton. Team radio of Decathlon.
Okay, guys, Tish back on the bike. He's with a group just behind. Tish is all good.
And again, so letting the rest of the team know what the situation is, so they know they've got Tish back in the peloton. They will be able to count on him later on. And now these two riders, are they going to work together now? This is one of the parts that it's a little bit... Yeah, there you go. The tap on the shoulder. And let's try and continue. They can do a pretty good ride if they continue, these two riders, and they work together. It's a long way to go once again to the Telegraph. But it's over a minute. And the only part of flat is actually from that intermediate sprint till the bottom of the Col du Telegraph. Less than 20 kilometers, around 18 kilometers. Slightly up valley. These two riders are working well. Oh, congratulations. Now let's go and work together. 22 kilometers to the intermediate sprint. The bottom at the descent. Still in about 10 kilometers. A lot of times in the tour when we come down here, we turn to the right, kind of do a little climb and then shoot back down into Saint-Jean-de-Maurienne. And some years gone up the Col de la Toussuire. That was the famous climb where Christopher Froome was waiting on Bradley Wiggins. There's Pedersen just flying in between the motorbikes. He's almost there, 5 seconds to the group of Ayuso. Just bridge across. Very important, very, very brave move there by Pedersen.
That's an impressive move from Pedersen, isn't it? Wow. Made his way across in 13 kilometers. He's just ridden across to the front group. And he was out the back for a while in another group before he caught the yellow jersey group. So the chances now of Pedersen scoring really highly in this green jersey sprint is massive, isn't it?
Yes, totally.
We've got 21 kilometers to go till the intermediate sprint at Saint-Julien-Mont-Denis. That's where we will go through to that intermediate sprint. There'll be 25 points on offer. Heading down to Saint-Jean-de-Maurienne now. Tour didn't really visit Saint-Jean-de-Maurienne until 2006, but now we visited it 2010, 12, 2015 and 19. Whenever we finished there, the French have done well. Sandy Cassar in 2010, Romain Bardet in 2015. That was his first stage win in the Tour de France. So these two climbers at the head of the race. And see if they work together now.
The gap's gone down almost 40 seconds. They're descending well, the Pedersen group.
Let's remind you then of who's in the green jersey group. Amirai, Jorgensen, Kuss and Piganzoli, Hindley, Ayuso, Pedersen, Healy, Riccatello, Aronsman, all in this group of riders. Foss, Johannesson and Bras Afonso are the key riders who are in the Pedersen group, trying to make their way now to the green jersey sprint to be well ahead of any other groups on the road. We're covering distance pretty rapidly on these descents. Group of the yellow jersey, here it is at 1 minute 47 seconds. And this is Tish Benoit, who had gone forward and then crashed on the descent. Maybe just pushing it a little bit too much. Needs to come across to Paul Sexas now. Tish Benoit about to make the junction again. Working well onto the rear wheel. We're going to now take a look at a little portrait of a rider from Picnic Post and El Raisin. He's a winner of the Paris-Roubaix and he's in this Tour de France. Let's take a look at a portrait now of John Degenkolb.
Is it your last Tour de France this year?
Yeah, probably this will be my last Tour de France.
Silver medalist from last year's Under-23 World Championships. He takes the win today.
I'm so happy. My first World Tour race win, and yeah, I'm absolutely happy. Every moment, even if it's very hard moments and difficult moments, but
sport. I'd be curious to see what he goes on to. A lot of these riders usually take 3 to 6 months and start thinking about what they do. I'm not sure if maybe he's got a business on the go or he already has one built.
But it's one of those moments, isn't it? You come to the end of what has been a long career and then you just have to work out what is next. And it takes some people a lot longer than others. Some people find it easy. I remember when you were first here, you just finished your career and you were working out what you were going to do. And now you can't. No, but now I think you've settled into retirement. But it's not. It's kind of a semi-retirement in some ways.
Yeah, it's a
hybrid
change. I don't like the word retirement. I feel I've worked harder now than I've ever did in my life.
Yes. But you've kind of settled into like a combination of lots of different things. So you're still very involved in the sport. And I see that with quite a lot of the ex-pro riders now.
Yes, I still think that I'd find it very difficult to step away from this world. Whatever the position is, if it's maybe later on in my career to be back into driving a car, sports director, obviously maybe doing more TV work or like I'm doing now, working with events. Oh, Bonden. I wonder what happened to Van Wilder, who was still up there in the GC.
12th overall at 35 minutes and 47 seconds. Van Wilder's now out. Yes, sorry, coming back to you.
Nothing. I was just saying that I'd find it very difficult to step away from the world of cycling.
I think once you're in it, it's under your skin, isn't it?
And I've been in it since as long as I can remember, since a kid, basically coming to the races with my dad, and then a long enough career. Now another 5 years post-career working in the world of cycling, working with brands as an ambassador as well. And I enjoy it. Most of my friends are in the cycling world because that was all my life.
Downhill now, 1:43, coming down to this intermediate sprint. But when you look around this television compound and you see the different riders that are here and you bump into them, you know, Caleb Ewan's next door, Simon Gerrans is next door. We've had Pozzovivo has been commentating next to us, and he's come back as a pro, age 43, which is incredible. Then you've got Fabian Wegman here, you've got Laurent Jalabert, you've got so many ex-riders, yeah. Luis Angelmarte with us. Then we've got the women riders, Ava Berman and Karen Canuel, and I saw Annemiek van Vleuten the other day. There's so many riders who are in this TV compound, and I think it's really important, actually, that within our area, and there's loads of different areas of this Tour de France, within our area in particular, you need that input from riders who've been there and done it. I know that, you know, our team, when we have our morning meeting, and in the last 2 years we've brought you and Lewis into that meeting, the meeting dynamic completely changes because we're able to think about how the viewers might want to see this race, because you're able to say, this might happen, that might happen. We can plan ahead a little bit better.
It cost me an hour of my training, though.
No, I know it does, but it's worth it.
I'm only joking. I just get up earlier now.
Yeah.
But no, it's true that it's also nice to be involved in the meeting because we are a full team. And again, at the moment, I just got some information from our team saying that Van Wilder crashed on the descent.
Van Wilder crashed on the descent. That's a shame. I hadn't heard that on Radio Tour. We didn't get that today. We'll keep listening and see what information we get. But Van Wilder,
not descending great.
It's not, is he?
No, I noticed that the other day, and I was like, oh, maybe it's just a one-off. But it's the second time that the camera's on him and been distanced.
Considering last year he was so at the front of the race, and I know he's been injured, and that takes its toll. But maybe it's just lack of race time. But then you've been in the Tour. He's nearly done what this morning? How many hours? 68 hours nearly of racing. But he seems to be locking it into the corners a lot earlier.
It's a bit rigid.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not flowing the way he was. So this is Ben Healy. For those of you just joining us, thank you for your company. This is the Tour de France. As we watch now the situation starting to evolve. He's not taking good lines, is he?
No, he's taking terrible lines. And yes, he's descending with this technique of angulation, but he's battling the bike.
Yeah, it's not flowing in any way. Front of the race, Bruno Amirai, Matteo Jorgensen, Sepkus, Piganzoli, Hindley, Ayuso, Pedersen, Carapaz, Ben Healy, who's dropped off the back of that group, Riccatello, Arensman, Foss, Valentin Paribas, Tobias Johannesson, Clement Brasser, Fonzo. Yeah, and every time we get to a descent, he loses the group. We saw him do it the last couple of days. I wonder why.
I don't remember if he was descending well or not last year, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. He was definitely climbing well, but
yeah,
I don't remember if having it in my mind if he was a good descender or a bad descender, but he's definitely not descending well at all particularly this descent. Brunarmilai, on the other hand, is descending pretty fast.
He is.
Stretching out this peloton, this little group. Split there as well with Richitello.
I think Ben Healy last year was climbing so well that actually when he got into the descent it didn't really matter.
True. Almost at the bottom of this descent. And almost into the town of Saint-Jean-de-Maurienne. Quite a famous town for cycling, Saint-Jean-de-Maurienne. Close to the Madeleine, close to the Glandon, close to the Croix de Fer, close to the Télégraphe de Galibier. Climbs to the Toussuire as well.
In 2022, the race went from Bourg d'Oisans to Saint-Etienne. Jonas Vingegaard was in the yellow jersey and the riders raced to Saint-Etienne. At this point, Jonas Vingegaard was heading to take his victory in the Tour de France, his first overall victory, but as we raced into Saint-Etienne, it was Mads Pedersen in the colours of Trek Segafredo who won the stage. Healy has made his way back onto the rear of the group finally.
And Carapaz just slightly drifting back to help him back into the group. That's a good little bit of help from the teammate. When you have a rider who's just struggling, just to drift back that 10 meters, just to help him close that little gap. Yeah, Richie Carapaz is looking after Ben Healy. In fairness, Ben Healy's done a lot of work for him over the last couple of days to put him in that position to, one, take the stage win, but also fight for the polka dot. But it's nice that both of the riders are looking after each other.
Carapaz on the back of the group in the polka dot jersey, just in front of Ben Healy. 8 kilometres now to go for Mads Pedersen. Now, the situation in the green jersey is that there is a gap of 57 points between Pedersen and Philipsen. If he takes the 25 points now, he moves on to 82. Now, tomorrow, Nico, there's still 95 points on offer.
Yes. Tomorrow, it will be important that he still gets a certain amount of points, most likely in the intermediate sprint, and also in the finish, but important points, not just 5 or 6.
But if he took points in the intermediate sprint tomorrow, he can pretty much
be safe, yes.
Take it out of sight. Egan Bernal.
That peloton quite it's grown since our last time. About 20 riders have come back into that group.
Swelling in numbers all the time.
A nice little sticky bottle there. Oops. They're now not really happy. He's like, take it easy. They want to go up to the breakaway, but yeah, Bernal's not happy with the way.
I'm not surprised the way that car's driving right now.
Bit aggressive.
Everyone's getting a little bit tired, which is not good news.
Yeah, it's the chance they have to go to the breakaway, of course, but actually, let me see if he's still trying to overtake this car. Yes, he is. He's trying to overtake the bunch, so he's trying to go to Pedersen or to Ayuso.
He's got 7.3 kilometers to get there. Pogacar in the yellow jersey. Having a chat to Ayuso.
No, Ayuso, no.
Oh, sorry, Del Toro. He's up the road, Ayuso.
I knew you meant, that's why I said, no.
I don't know what he's unhappy about.
Yeah, there was something that by his gesture he wasn't happy. Initially I thought he was talking with Remco, actually. And then when the camera moved slightly, I saw he was talking to Del Toro.
Pogacar up at the front in the yellow jersey with the black shorts. Del Toro, white jersey, black shorts. Carapaz has found a pair of polka dot shorts today. We thought that maybe they'd run out of yellow, white and polka dots. But Pedersen's all in green today as well. Green. I think they've just gone old school. There goes the Lidl Trek team car.
And most likely we're going to see some other team cars going by as well.
So everybody moves across the road. Here come the motorbikes.
Yeah, there they are. The cars are making their way to the breakaway.
Groupama go past. .212 now, the advantage. After this, we go through to the Col de Telegraph. What is that climb like?
Horrible.
Another horrible climb.
Also beautiful, actually. The bottom part is all in the forest, quite a big road. And then just before you get to the top of the Telegraph, there's this beautiful fort that you can see from down below. Then a descent, and then it takes forever to go to the top of the Galibier. But it's so beautiful that the lower parts of the Galibier, when you go through the towns, you're still looking up to the Galibier on top. It's like, oh, I still need to go all the way up there. And then once you start making your way up to the top and you start going on that right side of the mountain, then you start seeing the snow's getting closer and you start feeling the altitude, the air's thin, and suddenly you're kind of thinking, okay, I need to make it to the top now. But the scenery is just breathtaking.
The top of the Telegraph is 1556, isn't it? But the Galibier is another totally different scenario, 2,600 meters.
Yes, at that point you really feel the altitude.
So you don't have, you basically climb the Telegraph and turn straight onto the Galibier.
Yes, you continue on the main road.
Yeah.
It's the same road.
Same road.
Yeah. I don't know, I'm not sure if they make the riders go through the town sometimes. Some years they do like a left-right through the town of Valois, and some of the years it just goes straight up through the main road. Well, you stay on the main road rather than doing a little zigzag through the old town.
And if you're in this area and you were just riding some climbs, can you just do the Telegraph and go down another road? Or do you always have to climb up the Galibier?
Very good question. No, I'm not sure actually if there's another way up to Valois or the Telegraph is the only way up. I'll quickly have a look. I have 10 kilometers to check that.
You do?
The Galibier has two roads.
Yes.
Both sides.
Yes.
And yet again, when you get to the tunnel, you can actually do the little extra loop to the top.
Yeah.
Or go through the tunnel.
Yes. UAE team Emirates XRG on the front of the group of the yellow jersey. We're 2.6 kilometers now from the intermediate sprint. We're concentrating on what Mads Pedersen has been up to today. Also Richard Carapaz. Can now Pedersen capitalize on all the work he has done? He's done an incredible job today. For those of you just joining us, he went across to the yellow jersey group. He attacked the yellow jersey group on the Col de la Croix de Fer. He then went over the other side, down the descent, and now he's in the front group of riders. The Great Bell Tower, constructed in the 11th century. The bell tower was from the Notre Dame Church.
Yeah, so there's only just one road that will take you to the Col du Telegraph from Saint-Jean-de-Maurienne, and that's the D902, so that's the road of today.
Saint-Jean-de-Maurienne is very well known, of course, for its knives. Did you know that?
Yes. We had them as a sponsor with AG2R quite some years.